There are trees that teach you bonsai, and there are trees that teach you patience. For me, Hinoki Cypress has always been both. I've worked on Hinoki before. I've studied them, I've styled them, I've made mistakes with them. But every time I come back, I see something different. The mistake many people make is trying to make a Hinoki behave like a pine. But Hinoki have their own language, their own rhythm, their own way of growing. And if you listen carefully, they'll tell you exactly what to do. Before I make a single cut, I always spend time just looking. Not because I'm searching for the perfect design, but because I'm trying to understand the tree that's in front of me. Hinoki don't reward impatience. They grow slowly, they age slowly, and I think they ask us to slow down with them. Every branch, every pad, every decision should respect that rhythm. Before we change anything, we have to learn to listen. One of the first things we're taught in bonsai is to start at the base. The Nabari tells us how the tree meets the earth, and most of the time that's exactly where I start. But bonsai isn't about following a checklist, it's about learning to read the tree that is in front of you. Every tree asks a different question, and every tree deserves a different answer. This Hinoki has a solid base, but the moment that I saw it, my eyes kept coming back to something else. Its movement. There's a quiet elegance in the way the trunk climbs. Nothing feels forced, nothing asks for attention. And the more I study this tree, the more I feel it's trying to tell me something. Not just about its line, but about its character. That's the feeling I want to preserve. Before we ask anything of the tree, we should first care for it. Removing what's no longer alive creates space to see what's still full of potential. Only then can the real work begin. Not every branch should reach the front. Some need to step back so others can come forward. That's what gives this tree depth and rhythm. Every branch should have a story. It begins with strength, but should then finish with elegance. That's the transition that I'm trying to create. Refining the foliage is where we begin to understand the species. Hinoki don't respond well to shortcuts. Every cut is a small decision. Instead of cutting entire sprays, I work my way through them, little by little, always cutting back to the next junction. At first, it hardly feels like anything is changing, but that's the rhythm of a hinoki. It's not shaped with a few drastic cuts, it's refined through hundreds of careful ones. Almost like a sculptor removing small chips of stone. Each cut seems insignificant on its own, but together they reveal the form that was hiding there all along. Even after creating a clean foliage pad, I can keep refining it, making it smaller, lighter, more delicate. With hinoki, patience isn't just a virtue, it's part of the technique. This isn't about removing a branch, it's about revealing a line. The tree already knew where it wanted to go. The outer foliage defines the silhouette. The inner foliage gives the pad its volume. Together, they create the illusion of a mature branch. The rhythm was always there. Now it's my responsibility to let the rest of the tree dance to it. One of the beautiful things about hinoki is that they reward careful refinement. By opening the canopy, light and air can reach deeper into the tree. That inner growth becomes the foundation for the next stage of refinement. In hinoki, today's work creates tomorrow's possibilities. The direction of the wire changes with the branch, but the rhythm never does. The angle stays consistent, the spacing stays even, and every coil supports the one before it. Every species has its own voice, and every tree has its own accent. If I force this hinoki to become a pine, I lose everything that makes it beautiful. Sometimes the best design choice is to simply listen. Normally, I anchor the wire over the top of the branch. That's the strongest way to lower it. But this branch is different. Its natural movement is upward, so I reverse my approach. By anchoring from below, the wire follows the branch instead of working against it. The result is cleaner, stronger, and it respects the character of the tree. Not every branch responds the same way. Some simply ask for a little more control. The gin pliers help me guide the wire with precision instead of force. Hinoki forests are incredibly quiet, not metaphorically, literally. The dense foliage absorbs sound. Japanese people have written about this for centuries. Perhaps that's why Hinoki always feels so peaceful. It doesn't just ask for silence, it creates it. When I first looked at this Hinoki, I thought I was here to style a tree. But somewhere along the way, I was reminded of something else. The best bonsai aren't created by force, they're created by paying attention, by slowing down, by listening. Hinoki grow slowly, so slowly that from one day to the next they hardly seem to change. And yet, year after year, they become something extraordinary. Maybe there's a lesson in that. The most meaningful things in life rarely happen all at once. They happen quietly. One small decision, one patient day at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Your support allows Bonsai Lab to keep telling these stories, and I hope you'll be there for the next one. Until then, listen carefully. There's always another tree with a story to tell.